Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Sam Lu. Okay, he has kindly obliged to speak to us on a Saturday because I felt that he's the right person to share this knowledge with us. He's our Group Education Director of Thrive International, Sdn Bhd. Okay, so if you have heard Mr. Sam Lu presented before, he's always very articulate. He presents it's very easy to understand, and I'm looking forward to sharing on IONShield tonight. So, Mr. Sam Lu, welcome to our session, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for our host tonight, Miss Yilan. Yeah, thank you so much for your introductions. And a very good evening to all our friends from the Asia and Southeast Asia. And also a very good morning or good day to our friends at the other side, like US or even maybe far from that, right? So my name is Sam. So today I'm just feeling very proud to see all of you here that we try to learn together and know about this wonderful product from Prime International, which is our IONShield pendant. So let me try to share my screen over here. So we can learn together about this product. And I believe that just now you have heard the testimonial that Yilan was sharing, right? So this is actually a very good product that everyone should have once, okay? So as usual, before we really go into our IONShield, so I'm sure as we address it as our portable air purifier, we can just bring it together wherever we go. Just put a necklace on our neck, and then so wherever we go, it always provide us with the clean and also the air. And before we start, actually, there are some disclaimers that we always share out to our friends out there. Where do remember that all Prive products, all Prive International products, including our iTerra Care, iTerra BioLite, and also our Oxytel, even our IONShield, so they are not medical products. Yeah. So that's why you shouldn't claim that actually this product can cure any disease or illness like cancer, diabetes, stroke, and so on. And do not introduce Prive products as a product to augment a therapy or a drug. At the same time as well, our distributor or members shall be responsible for the statements or testimonials, advertisement on any social media or other platform after using the Prive products. And also all statements, testimonials shared by members via any social media or other platforms are solely the views of those members and do not represent the view of Prive International. And Prime International shall not be liable for it or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members or our distributor who are independent business owner or the independent distributor. And last but not the least, Prime International reserves the right to suspend any member's account that violates the above pending of our investigation. So let's just have a look on some of the facts over here that we actually also, I believe that everyone know about this. When we talk about we live, we can live on this world. Actually, we take food, right? We are actually taking food to get the energy, nutrients, vitamins, and so on, that we can keep on living. But then still, if let's say without food, a person, I think that we still can live even up to 3 to 5 weeks, right? But then if let's say the other thing that we also need to, essentially will be water. So even without drink, actually, we still can sustain, maybe 5 to 7 days. But then the most important thing that is very crucial to us, which is our breathing air, the oxygen. So without air, without oxygen, I don't think we can live even more than 5 minutes. Actually, without the oxygen, enough oxygen there, then our brain cell will start dying and then you will not working anymore. So that's why a lot of people, maybe you have this experience for those who dive into water. How long you can try to hold your breath in the water? I think very difficult to up to 5 minutes, right? Unless you are being trained on that. So that's why this is to prove that our breathing air is very, very important. So we need to breathe so that we can continue on living. So as you can see that what happened, if we look around, what happened to our surrounding, especially to the quality of air. We all know that throughout the whole world, not only Malaysia, not only the whole Asia, I think throughout the whole world, we are facing these situations of air pollution. The air is already being polluted. Not like maybe 50 years ago where actually no pollution at all. I would say that or very less. So this is actually very caused by industrialization, especially the from the smoke from the factories, and then also still a lot of vehicles they are using either petrol or diesel So the motor vehicles are still emitting those carbon monoxide and also those waste, what they call the gases and so on that release to the air. Yeah, actually, and cause what they call that the kind of air pollutions. And I believe that a lot of you still remember, especially in the state of California last year, end of last year, what happened to state over there. Yeah, the forest fire, right? So much serious. You can see that those fire, yeah, actually create so much of this, what I call the pollution, the ashes, even the smoke that actually release to the air, that is make the air over there throughout the whole environment also get affected. And also, we'll say that the other one, maybe Malaysia is quite lucky, yeah, because we don't encounter this. Yeah, the eruptions of volcanoes, you can see that those, especially our neighboring country like Indonesia, once the volcano erupted, you can see that those, what we call that the, I would call it the ashes, and also the kind of pollutants being thrown out to the sky. Yeah, it's actually make the whole sky turn into the dark way. And then the consequences of these so-called as the pollutants, yeah, it will come to another issue will be the acid rain. I believe that you know that heard about this, right? Because the carbon monoxide within, the too much in the air, they actually combine together with the moisture when it die as acid rain, and also the haze. Yeah, you can see that the reading of what they call the PM 2.5, yeah, from time to time in Malaysia, most of the time they're reporting every day is actually considered as happening that the air is not healthy at all. And then what is PM 2.5, by the way? We keep on saying that this word, maybe we have heard about this, maybe from the air quality index. Actually, PM 2.5 is stands for particle matters 2.5. They are the microscopic particles that suspended in the air. Yep. So that is the one that cause the haze and so on. And we can consider this is actually something that we cannot see clearly because they are the invisible killers. And they are the main cause of what? The rapid increasing of our respiratory system diseases. Yeah, a lot of people nowadays, especially you see the kid, yeah, even they have asthmatic issue, yeah, breathing issue, and so on. And worst come to the worst, it also can induce what I call the cardio diseases and blood circulation disorders. And if the content, yeah, of PM 2.5, the higher the content of PM 2.5 in the air, it means the more serious is considered as the air pollutions. So PM 2.5 actually also it can carry the toxical, harmful substances and could stay in the atmosphere for a long time. So that's why you can see that when the haze come, especially we know that sometimes you can see that those are having the burning of the forest within the area that actually when the wind blow pass on to the environment, what they call to our air conditions that actually make the thing becoming worse. Even certain cases like not too long ago, I think India also faced the same situations until the air totally, the visible distance is actually less than few meters. Yep. So which is actually causing the whole environment becoming the kind of pollution, the polluted air. So imagine that we are living there or maybe facing the kind of situations, the kind of air that even you can sense, you can smell like burning. Yeah, like just now the testimony mentioned by Lingwa just now, right? The air every day, how can you just survive from that? So if you can see, maybe some of you have heard about this issue that happened quite some time ago. Yeah, the Great Smoke of London that happened in the year of when? 1952, 5th to 8th December. Yeah, long time ago. So the incident actually caused more than 4,000 people died just in 4 days. So you can see that the figure is horrible, right? Within 4 days, 4,000 people passed away just because of this smoke. And the total death toll throughout the whole incident, yeah, it's actually more than 12,000. So why they did have the kind of situation of the smoke or the haze is more serious? Because these are actually caused by the consequences of the massive burning of coal. Because at the time, they are mainly depending so much on coal by burning coal to get the power. Got it. So for factory productions, even home heating, yeah, especially during the winter, and then city power generation. So those generators are being so-called as fueled by coal. They burn to get the electricity generated. And also at the time, the car, they are using what? The automobile. The automobile, they're using the steam engine. So all these actually have led to a sharp increase in the soot emissions. So why? This figure of those dying people, they actually be caused by what? The main killer of the Great Smoke of London is actually the PM 2.5. Yep. So I hope this kind of incident won't be happening in near future anymore. Yeah. So we need actually everyone also need to take care of what the call that hopefully that we can just contribute ourselves also. Don't try to simply burn anything. Yeah. So and you can see that from here that in 2013, the WHO, the World Health Organizations, already recognized PM2.5 as carcinogen. What do you mean carcinogen? Something that's actually can cause cancer. And not only that, those maybe some of you have done or gone through the house renovations. Yep, especially those who are using the kind of paint that's still releasing of the formaldehyde. Yep, that one is also the kind of air pollutant that's also we call it the kind of killer, which is actually no good for our health. So the kind of air we are breathing every day, actually, sometimes we need to ask ourselves, are they clean enough? Are they healthy enough? Are they hygiene enough for us to give what they call that keep on breathing in? I think we have the answer on that, right? So I can see that what are the things that actually help us to process, to filter all these pollutions or the polluted air. Yep. Before that, we really need to know how much of air that actually we inhale every day. We need to keep on breathing in order to survive, right? So actually, according to the statistic, we breathe in roughly about 10,000 liters. That is the volume, 10,000 liters of air every day. So that means the kind of air quality, we say that no matter how, let's say we compare this amount by comparing to a liter of the soda bottle as a unit. That means the air that we inhale within 24 hours in a day, which is actually 10,000 liters, that means 10,000 bottles or even more. So you can see that the kind of amount, because this time I mentioned 10,000 liters, maybe you can imagine how much the air that you breathe in. So 10,000 of those soda bottle. Now you can see 10,000 bottle, not 1,000. So if let's say we are in a polluted environment, that means our lungs, very pity on our lungs actually filter the polluted air of 10,000 of bottle of soda every day. Well, that means our lungs, they are suffering just because of what? To what do you call it? To filter out all these polluted air. So it's a very heavy burden. That's why a lot of people, they have the issue of what the respiratory tract system, including our whole breathing system, also got affected. So among the top 10 causes from the report here of the global, so we call it the death toll, they are caused by what? 8 million. Yeah, they died due to air pollution. So air pollution is a quite serious issue throughout the whole world too. Yeah, as it's actually we progressing, especially the third world country that's still developing. You can see that a lot of the countries there still facing the air pollution issue. So what should we do? Yep. So we always say that prevention is better than cure. But then when we look at this figure, the one that we concern the most, we worry the most will be the lung cancer. So even the figure also keep on increasing. Yeah, the incident rate's about 29.6 annual growth rate. That means every year increment by 29.6. And then the mortality rate cost for lung cancer also for the past 30 years, it has soared more than actually 4 times. That means 465%. And as forecasted, 2000 in the year of this year, 2025, even the whole world, the lung cancer patient will reach even up to 1 million people per year. So this figure seems to keep on increasing, keep on rising, just because of the issue of air pollutions. So the harm of the air pollutions, actually, this has become a threat to make human beings, make us aging in advance. Yeah. Because of the pollutions, they make the whole oxidation process. There are a lot of free radicals out there and make us aging. They are becoming old faster. That means if let's say we will understand all this while, a lot of people nowadays still have to go through, before leaving this world, getting sick. Yeah. Getting sick. That means if you're aging in advance, that means getting sick also in advance, then we are having the kind of speed leaving this world so faster. I mean, dying in advance. So that's why you can see that the life cycle they're actually going on because of air pollution actually can shorten our life. So still, if let's say we're asking this question to all our friends now out there, could we still access to the freshest air today? So my friend, just now, I see that all of you guys coming from different part of the world, different part area. Just check your air quality there. Yeah. Do you think we still can access to the freshest air today? So over here, I'd like to share, a place that's actually still existing in China. Yeah. In the Guangxi province. Yeah, the Guangxi province, the place is called Bama. This is the name of the, what they call it, the place there. Okay. This is actually the town. They're actually famous of longevity. That means old age, a lot of old age people there. Yeah, there are many old people who live to the age of 100. Wow, 100 years old. It's not easy, right? And this figure actually is about 200 times the standard of the world longevity town in the world. So there must be something so special about this place called Bama within China, of Guangxi province. So a lot of the researchers, they try to go there and understand. Yeah, the experts. So try to find out why we call that the concentrations. Yeah, we found out the concentrations of the negative ions actually in the air there in Bama is actually, as high. That means the concentrations of negative ion there about 30,000 to 40,000 per cubic centimeter. Wow, this is very high, high concentrations. And you know why the concentrations of negative ions is very high there? Because the forest coverage rate there exceeded 70%. That is the issue. That is the reason. Compared to us who are living in the city, we have forests. Yeah, we have also forests, surrounded by forests, but not the green forest, not the trees, and also we call it the kind of plants, but we are covered by the concrete forest, right? Or staying down there, especially in the city, just like in Kuala Lumpur, all the surrounding, they are what they call the high-rise towers. You cannot see, very difficult to see greens. We call it the concrete forest. So that's why without the kind of green trees or the plants, the forest, that's why the kind of negative ion for sure that not much or even sometimes it's close to zero that happen in the city area. So why Bama? The area is having so rich of negative ion just because of the forest there is very concentrated. All right. So as you can see next from the screen here, there's within Bama the kind of even a place. Yeah, there's what I call that a destination there within Bama. Yeah, there's a cave. Yeah, the cave is called as Bimo. Okay, even the concentrations of the negative ion they're even higher, 170,000 per cubic centimeter. So you can see that this is very high concentration until a lot of what we call that those cancer patients, as we received the information from this slide here, many cancer patients, they pay the entrance ticket, to breathe the negative ions there. Well, so that means they go there to get the benefits of the negative ions. So this place happened in Bama, and the cave, the concentrations of negative is so high. So that's why they create a lot of what they call it people with old age, even up to 100 years old, just because of benefit of the negative ion. So what are negative ions, by the way? Negative ion, actually, they are the negatively charged oxygen ions in the air. And they are called the negative oxygen ions. Normally, when we can feel the most negative ion naturally, either we go to the forest, we go to the, what they call that, maybe the waterfall area, or after the rain, especially the lightning. Okay, from the lightning there, it clear all there and break those what they call the oxygen ions into a lot of the negative oxygen ions. So according to this scientist, we call it his name is the Dr. Philip Leonard, the German physicist, first proposed at the end of the 19th century that he said that negative oxygen ions that exist in the natural environment, they are good for our health. So that means he also insists that actually negative ions, they are good for to bring us the good health. So another one, they're actually the expert that is also mentioning about this is actually all the way from Beijing Forestry University, Professor Wang Zongjun. He said that to ensure for healthy body, breathe 13 billion negative oxygen ions a day. So the issue is how to get so much of the 13 billions of this negative oxygen every day. Very difficult or almost impossible, right? If you're living in the city. And if we, let's say we look at this chart, the comparison of the area that contain the concentrations of the negative ion. So as you can see that the highest still within, like I mentioned just now, forest and waterfalls, where it has about 10,000 to 20,000 per centimeter cube, which is actually very good for our body. And then the other one, either we don't go for forest or waterfall, then mountain and seaside also is quite high, maybe about 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic centimeter. Then country fields, that means what I call it, if this is all the area that actually far from the city, still at least 1,000 to 5,000. But then if you go down, you can see that if you go to the city area, the city park, maybe even the cities, because of development, certain cities still have the park where that maybe they allow people to hang around there or for the kids to play the playground and so on. It's actually quite low already, 400 to 600 cubic per centimeter, per cubic centimeter. So as you go on, maybe on the street or the city room also, even the offices, actually is very low. Especially what we're working in the office, maybe 40 to 50 only, or even when we go to the industrial area, it totally doesn't contain any negative ion, 0 per centimeter cubic centimeter. So that's why you can see that if let's say we go to those areas that having very less or no negative ion, that maybe we are always feel like tired, we even feel like tired, or what I call it, headache and uneasy at all, right? So introduce to every one of us over here on the line, actually all the way from Private International, we have our IONShield pendant. IONShield pendants, we try to call it as what I call it, the portable negative ion health card, because when you put on, it's a necklace, just like a necklace, that actually we put on our neck is from the time to time after we all need, it provide the negative ion that follow wherever we go. At the same time also, these negative ion, when they become the shield, they becoming like air mask, or we call it the electronic mask to protect us from those pollutants. So where do just our IONShield come from? It's all the way manufactured by these corporations called MLS. I believe some of you guys over here did go and visit, they go and then visited the factory there. It's a very, very strong background company. It's actually a defending Fortune China top 500 company, and it's a listed company also founded in 1997. And MLS corporations, they strive to provide new health technology product solutions of superior quality to hundreds of millions of users worldwide. That's why they keep on innovating. Even like our iTerra Bio and iTerra Bio Lite also getting from MLS. And of course, our IONShield pendant is already coming from MLS. So MLS actually, they are not working alone. They have working together with a lot of famous institutions. So they form the kind of great health research system, together with the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Health China Research Center, the Harbin Institute of Technology, even Sun Yat-sen University, etc. So they form the team there. And they have actually all this scientific research, technology, patent, multi-party authoritative certification, and so on. A lot of that. And so the team behind them, the MLS expert group, actually led by the world-renowned respiratory disease specialist, Dr. Chong Nan-san. I believe that some of you know him, right? He's a very famous guy, especially to help China during the what they call the pandemic season. And then so he led the team like Liu Binjin, Ho Li-an, Da Jiju, and Wu Jixiang. All these become the kind of consultant and the expert behind all the researchers of the new technology product of MLS. So Dr. Chong Nan-san has been very actively, giving the speech talking about what I call air quality and so on, and also involving a lot of activity together with MLS. And the MLS company is actually also, they are launching, using the what I call the quality air system. They launched on the high-speed rail in China. So they put on there to make people what I call that realize, understand that the importance of good air quality that should bring this good quality back to home. And also, MLS is actually very actively have a strategic alliance with the CCTV and Focus Media so that actually they can bring more of their products that actually be into innovations to help the social or what they call the people around the world. And then they are very actively in the branding, marketing, promotions, and also they work together with many party to make what they call it, these products, actually all their products launch, go on and help a lot of people out there. And they not only having the IONShield pendant, but then they have the range of products, especially for air safety monitoring system, smart sanitizing system, we call it air nutrition, and also in terms of very actively in healthcare and wellness industry. So regarding our IONShield pendant, actually you can look at it. It's actually using the EMP or electronic pulse technology. This technology make it consume. Yeah, it's actually very low energy consumptions. That's why you can say that very safe in the using the battery. And also it have the what I call the induction voltage technology together with it. The size is very small, mini, we call it. Yep. And also stylish. Yeah, it won't look obsolete at all. And the weight is only 10 grams. And the feature over here is actually it release negative ion up to 60 millions. Wow, this is the one that actually the kind of important point from IONShield pendant, because I know a lot of people out there, they had heard about the ionizer out there. I don't think they can reach even up to 60 million releasing negative ion. And then the long battery life, 40 minutes of charge, it can last, using for about operating about 8 to 9 hours. So this is the test report from the what we call the Guangdong Detection Center of Microbiology. They have done the analysis and test to prove that actually the negative ion counting is reached until 6.02 to the 10 to the power 7. That means 60 million negative ions. And over here, I would like to share a clip that's actually done by our independent business owner in Indonesia. They have tried out and compare our IONShield pendant, by how they can what they call neutralize the haze or the smoke compared to the other product. Let's have a look on this clip.
Tuh lihat tuh, wih, saya mah diem, kita lihat aja perbedaannya. Pendant sama IONShield. Sok, ini teman-teman semuanya. Yang tadi tuh, ini teman-teman tuh, ini dia keluar. Ini cepat, ini pendant, ini dari perusahaan lain, ini dari.
They are two glasses there. They actually being inserted into the what I call the haze or smoke. The right hand side one actually using our IONShield pendant. On the left one, they are using, I don't know what's the name of the ionizer. So the one actually using our IONShield pendant, you can see that very fast it neutralize or remove all this haze already. But then the one on the left, which is actually, I'm not sure about what brand of the ionizer, still the smoke is there. Yep, and this is the second time they have tried. You can see the second time that they use the smoke. The first time already clear out. The second time you can see still very fast. I think it's going to clear very soon.
Betul-betul kita untuk membuang racun yang saya rasakan setelah pakai pendant itu kena napas enak. Buang racunnya. Bisa gitu ya? Telak ya. Dasar wah ini. Telak banget ini dah. Ini lama. Ini nggak ada. Masih standby. Betul-betul. Belanja sampai tanggal 28 teman-teman.
You can see that it's being neutralized in the glass there.
Pendant dari emits. Oh MSI. Pendant dari luar. Wah. Gelas ya. Baru tambah lagi.
You can see that before it's just a little bit clearly, but then we've changed with our IONShield pendant. Then you can see that eliminate so fast.
Habis ya? Habis. Jadi luar biasa teman-teman, di-share ke grup Pak.
So there is the demo done by our distributor in Indonesia. Okay, so whenever we put on our IONShield pendant, actually we bring together, we call it the portable air freshener with 60 million of negative oxygen ion at the same time. Wow, this is a very powerful device, right? So you can see that this particular product is actually, I believe that everyone also should have one to take care of the air quality that we breathe in every day. So a lot of people are asking, how or what is the principle behind using the negative ion for purifications, especially like the concentration as high as 60 million. So our IONShield pendant actually, it uses the built-in carbon brush system. That is the technology to release the negative ions in the air. That means it's not from natural, but then it can use the technology to create the negative ions from the system there. Okay, it's actually, you can see that the carbon brush system. And then the negative ions that release from our IONShield pendant, they actually, when we put on our neck and so on, the negative ion release will attach to the small particles or the pollutants that in the air, the kind of allergens or what they call the pollutants, and then just attach with them, giving them the negative charge. So these charged particles are then attracted to surfaces with a positive charge. That means, like, so we call that, or make it heavier, even drop to the floor and so on, and then causing them to clump together and settle on surfaces. So that all these pollutants or the allergens will not go into when we breathe together in the air to our lungs and our respiratory tract. So rather than inhale into the lungs, that is the way. Yep. So the negative ion in so much concentrations, they just attach and to the particles and then make it either heavier or make it negative charge, and then they are actually being settled down because of the what they call that's attracted to the surface with the positive charges. So that is how it works. So from there, actually you can just like form like a seal that actually prevented all those unwanted pollutants or the allergens that going into our breathing system. So if compare the traditional air purifiers compared to our IONShield pendant, you can see the traditional way of air purifying, normally the size is very large. But then compared to our IONShields, it's very compact. Yeah, very small. Yeah, I think some of you have seen the traditional, what I call the purifier before. It's size quite big, right? How can you bring out together, or even hang on the neck also is quite what they call quite funny, right? And then the conventional one, normally they need to change filter. Yeah, they need to change the filter from time to time. That means from our IONShield, there's no filter. No filter change, no need to change filter. That means it's eco-friendly, because once you change the filter, you are actually producing the kind of waste which is maybe not environmental friendly. And then the noise also from the traditional way or conventional way of air purifier is very loud. But then our IONShield, yeah, it's very silent. Yep, you can very, what do you call it, totally no sound at all, unless you put it near to your ear, then only you can hear the hissing a little bit like that. And traditional one is very normally quite expensive compared to IONShield. I would say that it's a reasonable price, and some come with 1 year warranty. And then the traditional one, they cannot are unable to filter out harmful substances. But then with the strong filtrations of IONShield, it can actually prevent all those harmful substances from entering to our body. And also the traditional way of what we call the purifier, normally the purification effect, it deteriorates. Sometimes you don't clean the filter or you never change the filter, then probably it won't what I call be working so efficient really. But then IONShield is working we're using the negative ion filtrations, like just now I mentioned, all that negative ion, they goes just like a shield that actually prevent or attach to those pollutants and then make sure they don't enter to our breathing system. And then the feature of IONShield is one time of charging around 40 to 45 minutes. It can last our IONShield product working for at least 8 to 9 hours. I mean, throughout the whole day, we're actually getting the protections of our IONShield pendant already. So let us go back to maybe try to learn more about the benefits of the negative oxygen ions. On top of just now, we talk about those what they call that the province like in China, they're getting the benefits of negative oxygen ions. Then they gain the longevity, increase their what they call it the age. Yeah. So let's just have a look maybe in the summary. Yeah, especially we talk about negative oxygen ions, we can consider this is another, we call it illustration of it, which is the vitamins in the air. We call that negative oxidant ions or negative ion negative. Negative ion is actually the vitamins in the air. It can help. They can help in the blood purifications. Yep. I know there's a lot of us actually because of the pollutions, because of food that we consume. Just imagine the kind of situations of our blood. A lot of people we have, we call it the blood becomes sticky, all clumped together and so on. And then at the same time also, the kind of the food that we're consuming also cause a lot of acidity in the body. So negative oxidant also can help in pH balancing. At the same time, also it can help to enhance our cell metabolism rate. Yep, increase or enhance the cell metabolism. And negative ion is actually considered very good antioxidants. Yeah, you know that oxidation actually causes aging, right? So this is a very good antioxidant. And also it helps in strengthening of our immune system, especially for clean air. We call it the negative ion also promote the strengthening of our immune system, and also it can help us relax. So that's why when you go to forest area, that the oxygen ion is negative oxygen ion is high there, we can feel our body very comfortable. We relax ourselves. So that's why with that, it's actually a very good way to overcome those who usually have headache or anxiety. Yeah, cool down us. We call it make us relax, and also it can help to prevent the negative oxygen also help to preventions of arteriosclerosis, and also it can help overcoming insomnia, because making you relax easily, that then it can improve your sleeping quality. And of course, this also may help in the balance of our autonomic nervous system. Everything you're talking about relaxations from the way of the benefit of negative oxygen ions. So for from Prime International, we have multiple color for you to choose. Okay, and then the first batch, I still remember that you're using the magnetic clip charge, but then now, so I think the new one, we have the Type C, USB charge already. So that it will be actually just plug into any adapter that you charge your cell phone. Once you charge for 40 to 45 minutes, it can last almost the whole day, about 8 to 9 hours of operating or using of our IONShield pendant. So this particular range of what they call it, the color, no matter which one, you can just have a collections just to match your clothing properly. And they are actually providing the high concentrations of negative oxygen ion. Let us, from time to time, you can enjoy the gift of natural forest waterfall, air quality, and environment. So just now, I think some of you already arrived earlier, that Ilan already played the video. Maybe for those, maybe a little bit coming in late, you can still have a look on our IONShield intro video.
Breathe freely with IONShield, your portable air purifier. In today's world, every breath could be a gamble. What if you had a personal shield that filters the air around you? Meet the IONShield pendant, the electronic mask, your go-to for breathing healthy air anytime, anywhere. Clean air wherever you are. Using negative ions, this device creates a protective bubble, cutting down allergens for you and your family. Key revolutionary features: light as air, weighs just 10 grams, high efficiency, 60 million negative ions per cubic centimeter, quick charge, 40 minutes for up to 8 hours of use. Comprehensive multi-layered defense, smoke and haze, bacteria and viruses, industrial pollution, environmental pollution. IONShield provides an easy, effective way to guard against airborne hazards. There's no better time to make an investment that elevates your life. Choose IONShield for cleaner, healthier air today.
So we see that as a conclusions, IONShield pendant, this is a very good way to safeguard for us and also our family members from those who call it the polluted airs. So healthy air, that actually if you want healthy air all the time, or the hygiene or the clean air, wherever you go, just put on our IONShield pendant. So that's all for my sharing for these sessions. So I'll pass the floor back to